I invested $5,000 in SCHD and then $3,000 in VOO. Here's my ETF investing results. One of you guys asked if I can compare my investment in SCHD from a little over a year ago now to an investment in VOO from that same time period, and let's make that happen right now. Now I don't have just $3,000 in S&P 500 ETF VOO. Let's make that very clear. Because the majority of my investment in VOO is in my Vanguard taxable account, which is sitting nicely at just over $92,000. That's just shy of $100,000 in this investment milestone in VOO, where I'm up over $12,300 in this one ETF. If you want a more in-depth review of me investing in SCHD with that $5,000 investment, you can check it out right here on my channel with this video I made for you guys. So in this video, I'm going to provide you a complete breakdown of what happened when I invested $5,000 in SCHD versus investing $3,000 in VOO over a 1-year time frame. I'm going to show you my dividends, my dividend projections. I'm going to show you which one made the most amount of money, either VOO versus SCHD, and so much more, and even which one is the best to invest in the long term. It's all jam-packed in this video, so let's get started. Okay, so let's begin with exactly how much money I invested in SCHD updated from my last video. On Vanguard, which is my preferred investing app, I invested exactly $5,573.51 in this one dividend ETF. And the result from investing $5,000 in SCHD is that I'm actually down money still, unrealized, because I'm not selling one single share because I am a long-term investor. My total returns factoring in dividends and capital appreciation is negative $204.80 in SCHD, where this ETF is in my taxable account. Next up is my SCHD dividend income. In the last year of investing in SCHD, I received a total of 4 dividend payments, where my first dividend paycheck was exactly $6.59. My next dividend payment the following quarter increased quite a bit to exactly $18.17. Then my third dividend paycheck was $21.40, and then finally my highest SCHD dividend payment was $43.46, all in sweet passive income. So if you tally up all my SCHD dividend income, SCHD paid me $89.62 in just 1 year, where this high quality dividend ETF is projected to pay me $208.50 total in 2025 this year in dividend income. Okay, so let's see if VOO, Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF, can even beat SCHD from investing a lower investment of just $3,000 in 1 year. Let's find out right now. As of right now in this video, I invested exactly $3,368.40 in VOO in my Roth IRA account with Vanguard, and I like VOO so much in a Roth IRA for retirement. Now, in my opinion, I think that everybody should always have a Roth IRA account because it's so powerful to save so much money on taxes and have a better return overall in the long term. Now, with a Roth IRA, you can literally invest $7,000 every single year if you're under 50 years old, but if you're over 50, that's $8,000 per year. And with that money, you can literally grow your investment in VOO or even SCHD and so many other funds, literally tax-free. I'll say it again, tax-free. Now, both VOO and even SCHD are subject to what's called qualified dividends, which are subject to lower tax rates than unqualified dividends, which will, taxes will lower your total returns, but that's okay because in a Roth IRA, it's protected from taxes, which is a huge and great benefit. Eventually, when you have so much money in your ETF portfolio for retirement, like VOO or even SCHD, you might have $1 million in that account. If you see $1 million in a Roth IRA, that's going to be all yours, no taxes. You can have a lot of money for retirement, and both the dividends and even capital appreciation. When you sell shares, it's all going to be tax-free, which is why it's so powerful. And even a tax-free savings account for Canadians is a great option. Now, the result that you've been all waiting for is that my investment in VOO and my Roth IRA of just around $3,000 is that I am in the green and up money on VOO in just 1 year in the S&P 500 by investing in this great index. My total returns factoring in both dividends and even capital appreciation is an unrealized gain in the green of $161.24 in VOO in my Roth IRA account. If you love VOO or even VFE, even SPLG, FXAEX, and so many other funds for investing in this great index of the S&P 500, you should easily be up money because this index has been on a tear lately and been going up to the moon, giving investors so much great returns, even above the average of the index, which is around 10.5%. Since 1957. Next up, we have my VOO dividend income. Now, my last 4 dividend payments from VOO were pretty small, but that's okay. My first VOO dividend payment was back in July of last year in 2024, and that was $4.65. Of course, I then reinvested that dividend payment because I want to increase my returns over time and have my very small dividend snowball grow in the future. My next dividend payment was in October of last year, where my dividend then increased barely to $7.45. Now, please remember that SCHD is a dividend ETF, which has a dividend yield of just over 4%, where VOO is a broad market ETF with a lower yield of around 1.3%. So SCHD has a 3 times higher dividend yield than VOO, so please keep that in mind. Later on in December of that year, I then received yet another VOO dividend payment of exactly $8.68. My most recent VOO dividend payment in my Roth IRA came in March of 2025. Now this dividend was $9.79, making my total dividends from VOO $30.57 from just a $3,000 investment. Moving on is my forecasted dividends for this year in 2025 from VOO. So on Blossom, it says that VOO should pay me over $1,485, which is insane. Now this projection is only if I don't invest any more money into VOO, which is not what I'm going to do because I'm always going to be a buyer of VOO and I love buying this one ETF. But I'd say that in my Roth IRA, for VOO at least, that it should pay me around $70 per year in terms of annual dividend income for 2025. If we compare both VOO and even SCHD in terms of dividend income, SCHD comes in first place and wins that category by providing more dividend income than VOO, which wasn't a shocker at all. Of course, SCHD has more high dividend convicted stocks and VOO holds more growth stocks and more tech stocks, so that's why SCHD has a higher dividend yield and even more dividends than VOO. In terms of overall total returns, VOO easily wins by providing an unrealized capital gain of actually being in the green and making money, where SCHD is currently in the red for now at least. In terms of price targets, Wall Street analysts on TipRanks project that SCHD to have an average price target of just over $3 per share this year, which would easily mean that this ETF would go up in value of exactly 15.23% by the end of this year. VOO, on the other hand, has an average price target of just under $600 per share, which analysts predict that this ETF will go up in value of over 14.9% this year in 2025. I'm going to forecast how much money I'll make from SCHD if I just stay the course using a compound interest calculator. If I plug in my current investment balance of $5,573, I'm going to plug in 35 years for my years of growth because that's when I realistically spend my VOO, or in this case SCHD dividends by then. I'm going to be more conservative and say that SCHD on average can achieve a 9% total return over the course of many decades. Let's compound that annually and then I'll invest $300 per month in SCHD. The result? Well, in SCHD in the next 35 years, I'll have a total balance of just under $1 million. Let's do the exact same thing for VOO but in my Roth IRA. Let's plug in my current balance of VOO in my Roth IRA, which is $3,368 and then 35 years of growth as well. The S&P 500 has gone up or appreciated around 10.5% annually since 1957, which is pretty cool, I guess. And then I invest about $120 a month in VOO in my Roth IRA, which is pretty normal, and then let's compound that annually to see what happens. So with all that in mind, the result in the next 35 years of investing in VOO for quite a bit is going to be a total balance of just shy of $570,000 in VOO, which is also pretty insane as well. Now, a lot of you guys might already know that I invest about $4,000 per month in VOO in my taxable account, which is a lot of money. So if I just invest a lot more money, keep on investing, I'll have so much money in VOO by the time I retire, which is about 60 years old, which is quite a bit of time because I'm just 24 years old. So let's go back to that compound interest calculator. Now, if I plug in $92,000 for my current balance in my taxable account in VOO, in retirement, I'll have around $18 million. Yes, around $18 million in VOO, which would just be pretty insane. With SCHD, my dividend income in retirement will be just shy of $37,000 every single year. And then VOO will pay me just over $7,000 per year in dividends from only my Roth IRA account. And then that $7,000 from VOO in dividends is not including my taxable account, which will generate just around $238,000 annually in dividends, which would just be insane to live off of hundreds of thousands of dollars in total dividend income. Overall, in my opinion, I think that VOO will definitely win in the long term and just outperform SCHD by a huge mile. It will just crush this ETF and even a lot of other funds in the long term. It's so hard to beat this index. The S&P 500 is such a hard index to just beat, and SCHD, in my opinion, can't do it over the next 30 years, 40 years. It's so hard, so VOO will definitely win in my opinion. Now, if you want to see exactly when I buy my ETFs like SCHD and even VOO, you can see it for completely free. Yes, free on the Blossom app. On Blossom, it's a free investing app. You can see my ETF buys, you can see my portfolio, and so much more for free on this app. Check out the link in the description of this video or in the pinned comment section, and I will see you there on Blossom. My takeaway in that you should know is that VOO is a better fund for diversification and even more growth, and SCHD is a great fund for higher dividend income if you want dividends in those slower appreciated mature dividend paying companies. Of course, do things like dollar cost average, be a long-term investor, always invest and just don't be a short-term thinker, and you will do just fine investing in either VOO or even SCHD or any other equivalent fund. And please open up a Roth IRA. Just saying, it's great for better tax efficiency and great for beginner investors and even experience level ETF investors. Now, if you guys like this video, please give it a like because this cute puppy did. Now check out this video if you want to see my entire full review of investing in SCHD with $5,000. I love you guys so much. Crushing the stock market and take it easy. Peace.